Hit it. That's our intro music.
Oh, nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's an Arkansas musician there.
Oh, who is it?
Named Chris D. Clerk out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
From contemporary, like right now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He plays right now. It's called D. Clerk and Osborne. You need to check him out on what's the music? I know you can get it Google Play and iTunes, but there's another one too that a lot of the
Spotify?
But there's Spotify.
Yeah, but there's one.
Tidal?
Pandora.
I don't know. Anyway,
There's so many of them now.
Music.
There's a lot of
Yeah, you can find music on the internet.
Yeah, you can find
it.
his music on the internet.
Google.
There you go. Google.
Go to the Googles.
Google.
Chris de Klerk.
Yep, and Osborne. D. Clerk and Osborne.
D. Klerk and Osborne.
Anyway,
Got
yeah.
it.
So, hey, welcome back to the show. Skew Ninja plus White Spider. I'm CEO Eric Howerton. We got
CGO now.
That's true. CGO.
Uh-huh.
That's another podcast.
Right? What is
Chief Growth Officer. It's all about growth of the company.
What is CEO then?
CEO is Chief Executive Officer. Yeah.
Which is also in charge of growth of the company and everything else.
Yeah, and everything else. I just kind of
You
JS Bull now is the everything else.
Is the everything.
CEO
He's the
part.
chief WO, the chief whatever officer.
Pretty
whatever
much.
needs to happen.
Is that your bro?
There
So
he is.
your brother's
okay,
here.
yay!
Okay.
That door.
So what we got going on today is we're about to have your brother. This is Samuel,
How you doing, guys?
and then your brother is
Vladimir.
Vladimir. Come on
Have a
in,
seat.
Vladimir.
Come on in.
Come on in, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Get around.
Just have
Can you go-
a seat.
you probably want to
Yeah.
hop on over, man.
There you
Just
go.
hop on.
Yeah, you're young enough.
I know. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's up, Vladimir?
You got to.
It was Miami Vice scene.
That was,
There it
that was
is.
beautiful.
Hopped over.
That was
Dude,
awesome.
that was epic. That's actually like Knight Rider.
It was,
Knight, yeah, Knight Rider. Remember that?
Yeah.
Kid Knight Rider right there.
Yeah, that's right.
there
Yeah,
it is.
David Hasselhoff, the coolest person that's ever lived.
No.
No, but that was his Dukes of Hazzard where they jumped through the window.
It
What am I
was.
thinking? But I think Hasselhoff probably did that a couple times.
The person jumping in has to jump in first, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you like drop kick someone if you really.
That's
You're
true.
the passenger side guy.
But you got in here
Yeah.
without drop kicking your brother
brother,
Samuel.
Which would have been okay. 'cause-
Yeah, you would have been cool with
That would
that.
have been funny. Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure y'all probably drop kicked each other a few times in the past anyway.
Younger.
think we
Nowadays, I
tried.
think we'd hurt each other if we
Yeah,
dropped
y'all.
kick.
Yeah.
Everyone definitely tries to drop kick people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried drop kicking people before?
I just don't succeed. Like you get like
Yeah.
one leg up,
And you just missed.
knees half bent, you don't look right.
No, you don't. But do you do the double foot drop kick?
I want to.
You should,
I want to
should.
get just parallel with the ground.
because there's a lot more power when you do the double one.
There would be.
But if you miss, that's a
that
bad
is
fail.
just wow.
Yeah, you'd look like a fool.
It's a lot of core strength. I just feel like I'm gonna fall back.
I know.
And I'm just done.
You might
I'm just
break a
done.
rib.
There we go, breaking ribs.
Breaking ribs.
Breaking ribs. Breaking ribs
knows
is
what
kind of
it's
a
like.
yeah, it's a manly thing though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, I mean it is, right? If you got broke ribs right now, I mean you'd be like,
I've never broke anything, so I actually kind of like, I don't want to say I want to break, like, I don't want to break anything, but it's like, at some point in my life, I'd like to feel.
you need to feel a little pain.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you know, I know what he's saying.
I do too. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah.
I do. I've broken a lot of bones actually.
Have you really?
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I
How?
broke my elbow straight through, falling off a swing set when I was 8.
Okay, golly, that's
Yeah.
just
sounds
that
gruesome.
hurts.
It was like
Yeah.
like the whole. It was just.
That's not even a tough man.
Was it hanging out and stuff?
It wasn't hanging out, but it was just kind of. It was just.
that's
it was-
terrible.
It was dangling.
Is that why your arm's stuck like that now?
No.
Oh, you can move
I
it?
can move it. I got.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
I got you.
I got all the mobility back. It was lots of
Increased
physical
motion,
therapy.
if anything.
It looks stuck.
It was just. Well, that's because this mic. It's really awkward to hold this.
It is. Hey, try doing it with a boom arm on.
I
it.
know. Wow. I know.
Yeah, that's pretty epic that I
That
can
is
do
pretty
that.
epic. You can at least like balance it on stuff.
Whose mastiff is this?
Oh yeah, that's
This is
Charlee.
Charlie. She's no.
No,
Charlie, back, baby. Oh my God,
Charlie.
back,
Hi,
Charlie,
Charlie.
back. Somebody stop Charlie.
Somebody get
Grab her by
Charlie.
those leash. Grab her by the leash. Get her back. Oh, she's got a cord. She's got a cord. Wow.
This is the best one
Okay,
yet.
hey, there we go. Good to see you, Charlie. That was sketchy, man. That was about to be about a $20,000 dog.
She's like, hey, I want to be in this one too.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
was.
yeah.
She didn't like. She was jealous.
She's like,
Charlie.
no.
She saw
loves-
Vladimir's jump kick into the scene, and she's like,
like,
"I want some of that.
Watch this.
Watch this. I'm about to come through and break stuff." Yeah, I have. She's not delicate. She's
You
no.
failed, I will succeed.
All right, so let's get on with the
Let's
show,
go.
Brooke.
Let's talk about why you guys are here.
Yeah, talk about it, Brooke.
All right.
Come on, get this thing going.
Okay, so welcome to the the show, guys.
Welcome.
And I know Samuel came in like last week, and we were just talking, and I was like, you know what? I need to bring you on the show because it sounds like you guys do a lot of really cool things for the community, the teens, and other young artists. And why don't we talk about that a little bit?
We've done several things. I know for Samuel, it started out as him being an artist when he was 17. So 17 years old, he started an art collective called Stitches, and they did a visual art for the most part, and through that they transitioned to, and were you guys like contracted by several?
We were contracted by several like arts organizations around Northwest Arkansas.
Doing what though?
Really what we would describe the art as is very kind of like driven by trying to change the perspective and narrative of what a Latino youth was and is, because when that happened, there was a shooting that had happened down the street from here, and the perception of a lot of us in the community was that like people were starting to like feel like the perception of Latinx youth was bad, or that we were sometimes, so we were like, through art, we started to like suggest that, look, there's a different way of thinking, and we can open up the dialogue through it. And
so, what was your expression though? I mean, like,
my personal? That's the problem. Like when people ask me what I do, like I can't say that I do something. Like I do a lot of things and mold it together and put the pieces together. So it's like, I'm a good visual artist. I'm a good rapper. But like the thing is, like I like everything so much that I know when I see talent.
You talk to the mic.
Yeah, keep the mic. Yeah, talk to the mic.
Yeah, my bad. Like
this is professional stuff here.
When I see like talented people, but they don't have an opportunity, it kind of like it reminds me that I help build a platform for other people to come on, and so for me, it's like, that's my art. My art isn't necessarily like being just an artist. It's being a connector and a conduit to everybody else being an artist.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's good.
And I know that you talked about how you wanted to help like bring community, like this community together, and how are you going about that?
Well, see, like this community is growing at a rapid pace to the point where like.
And speaking of, like, real quick, don't forget where you're at. But this community what is this community?
This community?
Yeah, I mean, you talking Springdale?
Yeah, to Springdale in Northwest Arkansas, kind of like, because Northwest Arkansas is trying to brand itself as a region, but there's still a little bit of kind of like identities within each city that kind of, fluctuate. And so Springdale has been in this like, I feel like distant role of like, it is something great. It just needs to like shine on itself a little more.
Yeah, you got to brush off the diamond. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And that's what brought us here. I mean, that's what brought White Spider to downtown Springdale.
I think we have the role of we resisted the most. I say everyone was much more susceptible to change the first go around. You see places like, where you can see other places in NWA that they were quick to dismiss their old identity, their old everything, and just get something new. Yeah. And I think here, it's pretty evident that you still have this mix of old buildings and new buildings and things happening and things staying the same, that you see people that are kind of tethered to that culture because they weren't always there with it leaving. I think our taqueria has been there for like...
Oh, taqueria.
Like we love the taqueria.
It's the best place on planet
We need to
Earth,
get her. Can you guys help us get her on the show? Because Eric asked her to do videos on the bus, and she just thought he was creepy.
I did a terrible job.
She did. Yeah, you did.
Of asking.
Well, and that, again, I think.
There you go, Mike.
To say.
I know.
Nah, I mean.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It just
failed.
Videos on the bus. It's not an interview.
Yeah, you want to come do videos on bus.
She was like, no.
Don't blame her.
In a bus, it kind of sounds kind of like, if you say studio, if you say something.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Studio. Even like a studio bus.
Studio bus. Yeah, it's still like.
Studio on wheels. Yeah, something like that been better.
He didn't even say it was like an interview. Like he didn't say what she had to do.
Okay, all right, look. All right.
It was funny though.
We're picking on it too much.
Yeah.
Now.
But that's definitely what we want to help with. It's like making those connections more, like easing into them. Like sometimes to have a conversation, you need to know somebody that knows somebody so they can, connect you. And sometimes like I feel like that's why I came into White Spider, because it's like I remember when it used to be the Giannis Alterations, which is now next door. Yeah. And talking to him and like knowing Javier and just being like cognizant that the man's been here for like 20 plus years. I'm like, wait a minute, like, you know, that's history contextually to like one of the first Latino businesses to open up on Emma.
That's right.
And so for us to carry that, like, it's saying like the culture is also changing. Like it's a like to me, Springdale is a microcosm of what's happened just in general, like in the country. And it's like, that's why I feel like we should set the expectation and set our ideals higher to like actually match that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And so I want to do that through like collaboration in art.
Awesome. We're here to collaborate with you on that. Yeah. Because that's important to us. I mean, that's what we're here to do too. You see that we kept Javier's alteration stage, like he left that here when we remodeled the building, and that's his stage that he was using for all those years at his alteration stage. Yeah, that one right over there. Yeah,
we should have a little open mic or something.
I know. Well,
no, that's the purpose of it. Yeah. You want to do
it? Right now, no. I mean, I mean, I could do something, but
that'd be fun.
That's cool. Yeah. Do it, man.
Well, the skate shop wants to have like they want us to move all the furniture and then have like a little like mini skate party, and then we just leave the stage and have you guys come do the music. That would be
awesome. I actually like talking to Forest and Shade. That was cool. Like, first of all, the names is Forest and Shade. That itself, I was like, all right, y'all.
Fits together.
Were they born with those names?
So Forrest is actually Shade's dad.
Yeah.
So I would say, he's probably got
Forrest Ducasse Shades. That makes sense. He thought that out. Wow. That was planned.
That was artistic too.
He was like.
That's a rap for you too, man. You need to do Forrest Ducasse Shades.
This is my editor in chief. So whenever I like say something that's whack on a track, he calls it out. It's like I think you do better.
Yeah.
That's funny. And so Vladimir, what do you do? What is it? The station that's down there? It's like the teen.
Well, involved in Task. We had a podcast out of there for a while. For 6 months, we did a show called Off the Pills out of that building and using their studio. And currently, we're moving the venue that we do it, since we're all starting college this year. We're like this transition phase. We have to find a new place to do it. We're working that out. But we did Off the Pills, which was fun. It was really conducive to meeting a lot of people. I know we got meetings with Janine Perry. She's the political science professor at the University of Arkansas. We did a lot of local entrepreneurs. Cool. Eric Jones. We were going to do Brandon Watts, but he got sick and he never called. He never emailed me back.
Busted.
That hurt.
Dang.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I get
it's public now. That's public. That's right. So the podcast. I mean, y'all did that down there and just talked about a lot of really important topics. It sounds like.
We definitely tried to do some fun topics. We tried to do some serious topichs. We did our due diligence whenever something would happen. Like I think whenever Christchurch happened in New Zealand, we talked about it. And it's just, I mean, a lot of it was just to garner perspectives that we had over what was going on whenever those things happened, because I don't think our perspective is very popular, being that we live in middle America and we're Latino. It's easy to feel like we're an isogloss, or that we're a monolith, that we're not going to be heard, that we're just gloss over, because at the end of the day, our voices don't matter in something like the Electoral College, because as long as we are outnumbered by people around us, whatever they vote is what's going to count at the end of the day. So it's easy to feel like we don't have a voice, or that voice is easy to dismiss. So in just talking about it, I think we garnered, it was a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to this day. We do a lot of research. We did a whole thing where I did like 2 straight weeks of research on a thing called a tulpa, which is a Tibetan Buddhist manifestation of a thought form, and that it's sovereign, that you give it its own like ability. It was amazing. The episode's called Imagine a Friend, if you ever want to think I'm weird, but
you can get it on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you can
get
a podcast.
We did the whole thing. We went and got vetted. We were like, yeah, we can do.
It's excellent.
That's awesome.
No, that's good. That's really good.
But yeah, that's what we did. I know we were pursuing different avenues. We wanted to go ghost hunt in Eureka Springs.
That'd be fun.
That.
I've done that. You know, they'll actually let you. We went ghost hunting at the Washington County Historical Courthouse And they literally gave us access to it overnight, and like we just got to go and hang out there. Yeah, it was the newspaper.
Not me,
It wasn't like
no.
me and my friends.
Oh, okay.
It was the newspaper. We did it for an article.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you see any ghosts?
No.
Was it creepy? Was
No,
the vibe creepy?
The vibe was totally creepy, and there was doors that opened by themselves, but I didn't
What?
see. Oh yeah, it was creepy.
So there was ghosts.
I mean, there was. I didn't see any ghosts, but yeah.
You're not supposed to see
And you're
ghosts.
supposed to go up. You can see.
No, you can't. No.
Kids see ghosts.
But there were doors. Yeah, but there were doors that opened by themselves, and they let us go up into like the bell tower and everything.
Oh,
It
whoa,
was-
that's
yeah.
creepy.
It was totally creepy. Yeah.
That's totally creepy.
I want to do that. And,
You should do that, yeah.
And I'm like stream it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door.
Yeah, we did it twice. We did it once with just me and the reporter, and then we went back and we brought ghost hunters from like Tulsa. They came in and said that they wanted to do it, and they
Oh,
let
really?
us go in there with actual ghost hunters.
Do they have like machines?
No, they didn't. Well, they had some, but it wasn't. I think I had more equipment than they did, and I was the photographer.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that makes some sense.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing now? What's the path forward?
So for me personally, like what I'm trying to pursue is the community aspect of what I've always done, but I feel personally inclined to run for city council.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to hearing. Like I've been in the community for the last like 6 years, like on the ground. Like I just want to take what I've learned and what I've seen and really apply it to some type of legislation or to some type of like.
Make a difference, man.
Yeah,
That's
'cause-
awesome.
Yeah, so that right now I just work and do the events and get people together and just keep curating and curating.
So speaking of events, don't you have one coming up?
So we just finished our first Vintage Vibes night where we brought artists from across Arkansas to the ACO and to Paradise Supply Company, who let us use their space for free. And so at the Art Center of the Ozarks, we set up at least 5 different vendors that are all like, 2 were based out of Little Rock and the rest were based out of Springdale. And these are all like local entrepreneurs that are just like thrifting and finding really nice vintage clothing and then they resell it. And so that's a niche market that's like being tapped into by kids in this area that just need like, they might not have a brick and mortar, but if you can find a space where they can sell from, you create like that small entrepreneurship sell point. And so what we're trying to do is encourage that type of thought in all young people, is like saying you can, sell and you can still make money, but we can do it together.
Yeah.
And then we had, I think, 12 artists perform that night. And about 5 of those were their first performances like ever. And we had at least 120 people come out.
That's
awesome.
exciting. That's awesome.
So how would somebody in the community find out about?
You just hit me up. You tell me like.
So how do you do that? How do you hit you up?
My IG is Tapa.TOSam, Tapa.TOSam. There's a lot of meaning behind that. The first play that I ever did I'm not an actor, I'm not a trained actor, but I helped found the Latinx Theater Project, and then we did a play called Follow Me at Theo Sam, which was loosely based on things that I had done in the community. And we traveled around, did a show at Theater Square at the New Play Festival, then we got to travel to Chicago.
Oh, cool.
And so we've still in the works, we're trying to get a space downtown here in Springdale so that the Latinx theater is more present and more, like, for me, it's really finding a space where we can cultivate, because like like in bringing young people.
There you
My
go.
bad. I swear, I talk so much with my hands.
It's
like,
all good. Yeah.
The microphone
You
flies.
just need the heavy one. Like, it's like this one has weight to it.
Yeah.
It's a heavy.
I need a dumbbell attached to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a lot of. You can find us like all the time, like downtown, or just like talk to me personally. Hit me up. I mean, I would get my phone number out, but then I don't want like a random like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. This is going on YouTube. It's public.
Yeah. But I do my best to like always try and like reply and like figure out what I can do for somebody else, but also what they can do for themselves.
Sure.
Like if it's just giving them advice on where to put their things out or who they can contact to make a connection, that's what I'm trying to put that down as a list. Like shindigmusic.net, if you haven't heard, like in Fayetteville by Robert Locke, he does basically like a whole catalog of Arkansas artists from all over the state. And you're able to check out their music and get in contact with their managers, so you can
Book them and stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's check that out. Shindigmusic.net.
.net. Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Shout out Black Party. Shout out Carrie Foe. DMP World, everyone, those guys.
There's a big hip hop scene emerging out of Little Rock.
Really?
Yeah, and R&B.
Yeah, Louisiana Beatty, we didn't forget about him.
That's cool. Yeah, but let's check that out.
Yeah.
Man. It'd be neat to have some folks like that on the show, man.
I'm an ear to the
Yeah.
ground type of guy. If it happens around me, I'd like to.
Yeah, if
I'd
any
like
of
to
them are
know
in
about it.
town, let us know. I mean, we'll bring
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys know Something Better Band, but they were amazing. They did a set for us. They performed like 5 songs. Their energy is amazing, but they're really awesome band out of Little Rock, and they were up here. I think they were on their way from a show that they had just did, and they stopped by our event because me and him we had a rapport, and they came by and they just rocked it. They're
awesome.
they're an amazing, I wouldn't say little, they're an amazing band, and I really appreciate Josh. You're a great guy. If you hear this, love you,
We'll
Josh.
tag 'em.
You know what would be cool is like have some of these artists literally they come by, they play a little bit, and get on the show. We talk
Like a
talk it
tiny
up.
desk.
Like a tiny desk.
There we go.
Just like a tiny
yeah.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got stage
We got
and
a stage,
everything.
we'll
We could
turn it
sit
around.
around and talk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be
Acoustic,
cool.
yeah.
It would be cool. What else? What else have we done? Other hitting points of the event is I know that we got food to come out. That was big for people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate Walls.
People love food.
They do.
I love food.
They do.
This man's barbecue ribs.
Is
Whoa,
amazing.
where's
Nate
the
Walls.
ribs?
It's called secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke.
Say it into the mic.
Secondhand smoke
There
in
we go.
Fayetteville.
Is it a truck or is it
So
a
he's
shop?
trying to find a brick and mortar in Springdale. So I mean, he's trying to find a brick and mortar in Springdale. Some of the best barbecue you will ever taste. So if you know somebody who's selling or like has rented property, please hit him up because we
We need
Right
that
here.
Yeah.
I mean, we can put a smoker right here outside.
There's that lot. What do
Yeah.
they do with that lot? Let's put it there.
I don't know.
Walmart about that, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe so. I think
Yeah?
so.
They should put a food truck.
Yeah,
on
they
there.
need,
should.
they need to have
They should.
ribs. They just need to have ribs
Just
cooking
ribs.
there every day,
all
all
the
day.
time.
Tyson's right there, and they sell the ribs right there. So
I know.
Right?
Oh,
You
dude,
go to
that'd
the
be
Tyson
perfect.
store,
You
get the
never
ribs.
end.
Funnel and everything.
endless.
I mean, you never end just endless ribs.
But Nate is a
anything
great guy, and it wouldn't feel right without shouting out his efforts because I know he labored to put that out there.
Dude, people that smoke
appreciate 'em.
meat
Yeah.
and ribs, do they work?
Yes, they do.
And the work that they do is delicious.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I love me some ribs. Love some ribs.
I think you're making me hungry.
This was
I know.
This was definitely it was our first event that we've done together because we've done several events in the past, but it was separate. So this is the first one we've done together, which is weird since we're brothers. I mean, obviously.
That you two did together? Is that what you're saying? Really?
Like,
It was the first time, like, so independently from, we have collaborators, but like as for us two collaborating on an event to put it together, like this is the first time we worked together.
and with Kyle.
Yeah,
And with Kyle Nelson. That's Blue Street founder. That's my boy. He's from Little Rock.
Nice.
The LR.
Yeah, and so it's just like it's different because like I've had the support of this station and kind of like having that creative director position, but being out of that role and now just being me, it's like how far can I take my own personal ideas further, and with the people around me, how far can we build?
Yeah.
And I mean, because last year I was on Times Magazine as one of 31 people changing the South. And so,
What, dude?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick. You got on Time Magazine?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw it. I already knew that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Brooke. Okay, Brooke was right. She knew everything beforehand. You're the best. You're awesome. I'm behind. I'm dumb. I don't know what's going on. I just found this out.